Howdy guys, Bookie Laura here. Now I thought today I'd bring you a tag video because I have been tagged in a couple of videos recently and I have not done them. I'm blooming useless. I think I always intend to do them but it never actually happens. So quite a number of weeks ago now I was tagged by the wonderful Beautifully Bookish Bethany, I think, to do the world's worst book tag. I have always known I was going to do it, but she probably isn't expecting it to come along anytime soon because it's been ages. But here it is. Question number 1. What book or series would you force your enemy to read? It depends on which enemy I have in mind. Like, do I want to torture them? In which case I'd probably make them read The Gunslinger. Because actually nothing happens in there. And that would be quality. Just read this book, and then they're just reading it and reading it and reading it and thinking, why is there no actual plot? Why is it just a man walking? But actually, we could be more positive and say, let's make them read this book which would help them redeem themselves. Oh, okay, The Hate U Give. Yep, that's the book I'm going to really make my enemies read, because actually most of what I consider to be my enemies right now are all the crazy, crazy racist people, and they should read that book and just think about life. That's all I'm saying. Question number 2, what book have you tried to read several times but failed? I'm not going to lie, I don't think there is any book that I've tried to read several times and haven't been able to finish. I mean, if I don't finish a book, I'm not going to try again. The only book that I've really been tempted to try again is The Lord of the Rings, because I think I kind of love it. Like, I love fantasy and I love the films and I love the idea, but I just don't get along with the book. And sometimes I think maybe because I'm older now I'll get it more, but I haven't got around to it so far. Question 3, what book has a close friend recommended that you ended up loving? This is weird because actually I don't think that I have any friends, firstly, let alone friends that recommend books to me. So I'm going to go with my dad. My dad recommended that I should read The Stone Man by Luke Smitherd, and it changed my life. Is probably a bit dramatic, but I did read it, I did love it, and I have become a huge Luke Smitherd fan, so I suppose that, you know, I did love that book. Question 4, what book in the last year has taken you the longest to read? I don't know really, because, you know, and it does say 'cause you're lazy. I don't know that I typically take longer to read some books rather than others. I think I tend to plough through at a pretty steady speed regardless. However, recently I have been reading Half the Sky, which is a book about female oppression. And it's taken me quite a long time to read because I'm reading it alongside other books, which I don't typically do. But I thought that was one way to challenge myself to read more non-fiction, was to read it alongside other stuff. So that is taking me long, but not because it's rubbish or because I'm lazy, but just because I'm reading it alongside other stuff. Question number 5, what is the fastest book you've read in the last 5 years just because it was so damn good? Do you know what? I really don't know, because I have a memory like a goldfish. The book that does stand out for me, the book that I feel like I really fell in love with more recently, Hunger Games, but that was over 5 years ago, and You by Caroline Kepnes. I absolutely adored that book. I have no idea how quickly I read it, but it still sticks with me now, even after, I mean, it's like, I think nearly 2 years since I read it, and I still think about it all the time. I love it. Question number 6, clear your mind and name the first 3 books that come into your head. Okay, I'm going to go with Harry Potter and the Philosopher's Stone, The Hate U Give, because I just talked about it, and then another book, Letters from the Lighthouse by Emma Carroll, because I've just finished that and I absolutely adored it. Highly recommend. Question 7, last book you will admit to skimming. Do you know what? I don't really skim read books. I don't see the point. Like, who are you fooling? If you want to read it, read it. If you don't, don't. So I don't skim read books. Sorry. Question number 8, what author, if they secretly dropped a brand new book tomorrow, would you just have to buy? This is a hard one because I don't think that there are no authors that I'm 100% up to date with. I tend to read old books. I'm too tight for buying new books. But the only one I'd be really, really tempted with would be Caroline Kepnes. If she released another book around Joe Goldberg, around Joe, I would be there like a shot. So Caroline Kepnes. Question number 9, favourite book / type of book to read by the pool or in bed. I do most of my reading in bed, so that is all books to me. But what type of book? I mean, I don't know. I'd say a thriller, but that's not really bedtime reading, that's going to frighten you. I'd say science fiction, but again I feel like that can be quite sort of intense. So I'm going to say if I had to read in bed, I'd probably go with that middle grade fiction or YA. I think they're just perfect. And question 10, what book would you give to your best friend and force them to read because it's just so good? Oh, that's a tough one. But you know what? I am going to go with You by Caroline Kepnes. I feel like I say this a lot, but it was the first book in a long time that sort of really blew my mind by being that good, that I was just like, and it's so unique and original and, oh yeah, definitely. There's no doubt about it. That is my world's worst book tag. I'm not entirely sure what was worst about it, but anyway, it's done. Thank you, Bethany, for tagging me. I'm not going to tag specific people because I just can't be asked, to be honest. If you feel like doing it, feel free to pretend I tagged you in it. I'd love that. Yeah, and thanks for watching, guys, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.